Good morning, ladies. I'm so glad you're here with me. I have a little bit of a froggy voice. As you know, I'm Camille Finan, the kitchen coach, and I help women design their kitchens online. And today I have a very special woman to share with you, Kim White of My Sexy Business, and she has created this brand new course called Collaboration 101. I have gone through one of her challenges before, and I absolutely loved it. And so I wanted to bring her on and sort of talk a little bit about, my feelings about it, what I got out of it, the things I may be still a little bit confused about and looking forward to the next challenge, and just kind of, what this whole class is about. So Kim, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah. So Collaboration 101, I took your challenge before, and honestly, as a beginner, I did not know what collaboration meant. To me, that meant that you make some sort of partnership with somebody and there's money involved and you have to be super, super successful already and you have to be at the other person's level and it's really complicated and maybe you're buying each other's products or building something together. I mean, I really did not understand what it is. I have a better understanding now, but why don't you share with us what you think collaboration for beginners actually means?
And it actually means none of the above. Like, if someone leads with, I want to collaborate with you, will you buy this thing? You have to buy this thing from me to collaborate. That's a sleazy sales tactic. It's not collaboration. And sadly, there are a lot of people taught to use that word as a buffer so that you don't realize that they're just selling you something.
Right.
Like, they might be selling you something and giving you something with it, like, some kind of training or coaching you or something like that, but it's still just selling. So collaboration is not that. Collaboration is when you work together on a goal, you work together to accomplish something, you work together to serve more people because of the connections that you make in that collaboration.
Right. And is that sort of what you mean by either becoming an influencer or having some sort of influence, that you're able to sort of share each other's influence? Is that sort of the beginning budding parts as a beginner, a baby beginner? Is that kind of what's happening?
Yes. If you have, let's say you have, 5 people that have 100 people on each of their pages, and they look at it and they think they don't qualify as an influencer or they don't qualify as doing a collaboration because they're little. But it's not true, because between the 5 of you, you have 500 people.
Right. Yeah.
So,
I love that exponential part, which I definitely have learned the value of. I think you use a thing, a 10x, basically, that you're sort of 10 timesing your reach by having friends that don't even have to be in similar industries or not even selling the same product, which was, I know for me, really amazing. I was like, wow, I don't know anybody else that's doing what I'm doing. How can I collaborate? Right. I'm too small to have anything to offer. But I definitely want to serve more people. And you really were able to show me in the challenge that actually some of the best collaborations are between audience, two people that have small influence with different groups of people can be really, really powerful, because you're getting access to a group of people that you never even thought of. And they actually might even be your perfect target market, better than the target market you're trying to use. Right. So I love that part of the class, was learning that whole exponential part was really astounding to me, that's possible for baby beginners.
that's one of my favorite sexy vocabulary words, is exponential, because anytime you can do something that gives you exponential growth instead of just, some growth.
Right.
With the same effort. See, that's the thing that collaboration does also, is with the same effort that you would do alone, when you do it together, you do exponentially grow each one of you. It's not a one-sided thing.
Right.
That's another real important thing about collaboration, is it's not, I'm going to do all the work and you're going to just enjoy the benefits.
Right.
We all work together to accomplish something. And it can be in lots of different ways. One of my favorite is the interview process.
Right.
It's a quick way for people to get to know you, because the standard thing is that know, like, and trust is when
Mm-hmm.
someone will actually, pay their money to get what you're offering. If they
Right.
don't know you, I'm not going to spend my money. If they don't like
Right.
you, I might spend my money if I don't like you, but I trust you.
Right.
Trusting you, if I don't trust you, I'll never spend my money. So when you put those three things together, that's when you
Mm-hmm.
have, sales magic. Is you get to know someone. And video's the best way to get to know someone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you don't have a big following, get yourself on live, get yourself out there and start working on that, because people, and you might do it messy. I've done it real messy. I've
Mm-hmm.
made lots of mistakes, and I just own it. I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect princess. I have,
Right.
struggled my way through, but the fact that people get to know you, they get to really connect with you, and they feel like they're like almost friends with you, and you may never have met them ever.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things on my list that I really was like a side benefit of collaboration, learning how to collaborate. And I'm still, learning. I'm still a baby beginner doing that, but it gave me a really easy way to create some friends and like a little miniature tribe, because you really get to work with each other in a very sort of safe but informal, but yet like not a huge commitment, but you're learning things from each other, you're helping each other. And the side benefit is that you make some really great friends that have similar things that you're wanting to do. So if you've got, in your real life, your husband or wife isn't that interested, or your neighbors or your friends aren't that interested, if you do these sort of online collaborations, you end up building like a small tribe as a side benefit of learning how to collaborate. You basically make a small group of women or men, right, that are doing similar things, and they feel your pain and they know what you're going through, and they're there to support you when it's not good or it is good. So I like the side benefit is that you make some really great friends that are doing the same things. And I wasn't expecting that.
Well, it takes the loneliness out.
Mm-hmm.
When you're trying to struggle and learn something, you feel like you must be the only one that doesn't understand it, or
Right.
you must be the only one that's not smart enough or good enough, or you can
Yeah.
fill in all kinds of blanks with that. But the truth is, it's not that. Sometimes we're just one button away from
Mm-hmm.
success, but we
Right.
don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
So when you collaborate with other people, they know things you don't know, and you know things they don't
And that's actually my number two thing that was on my list. One, you get to make friends. And number two, you have an exponential group of people that you can easily reach out to with a text or a message. That was another really big side benefit that I wasn't really expecting from collaboration, was that you now have this group of women or men that can help with tech issues, that can help with just, sometimes it's just the smallest little thing that you cannot figure out that you've been trying to work on for years or months, and you have to buy another program and you have to do this or that, and you don't really know if you're doing it correctly, versus you just reach out to someone that's in your little tribe, your little collaboration group, and the problem is fixed, right? And you do the same for other people and you get them over that little hump. So there's a momentum, right? There's a really fast momentum that happens because you have people that you trust, that think the best of you, want the best for you and you for them, and you can reach out to. So not only are they friends, someone you can talk to when you're struggling and they keep you going the next day, but number two, they can help you create momentum because they can answer tech issues, they can answer just marketing issues and branding and all the things that we all struggle with.
know. Yeah.
You can just quickly get those things sort of resolved and get to the next level. So that's like another free benefit of collaboration that I love, that you don't really talk about that much, but it does happen when you're doing those things.
And I think it's important to point out too that some people's idea of collaboration is you basically partner up and spend all your days and all your hours and all your time with
Mm,
the other people. But that's not it at all. You can have
yeah.
collaborations that take 10 minutes. It
Yeah.
depends on what kind of collaboration you want to build. And those kind of relationships do take nurturing, as far as you can't You can't just pop in one time in a year and
Yeah.
say, you know, hey, I need this answer. But when you
Yeah.
start having those kind of relationships in a collaboration, you know, setting, you're all trying to accomplish something similar. Like you might not,
Mm-hmm.
it might not be exactly the same, but like the following
Yeah.
and the reach and the social media aspects and the online aspects, you know, you think about
Mm-hmm.
all of those things. If you're together doing that, you're exponentially growing in wisdom if you're listening. You're
Mm-hmm.
exponentially growing your reach on social media. You're creating a new, you know, base of people who know, like, and trust you. And maybe they don't want what you have to offer, but they know someone who does. So
Right.
don't ever like discount audiences that are not what you think that your target market is. I love when you said that a while ago. That
Yeah.
you'll be surprised what comes out of these collaborations by who
Mm-hmm.
wants to get connected to you.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing that I noticed about it was not only do you make friends and you have this sort of, you know, group of free advice and free be able to ask questions, is that I really feel like collaboration gets to the heart of vulnerability in business, because there's so many things that you have to learn how to do. There's such a steep learning curve. And it's can be very, like you mentioned, very isolating, but you have to be really vulnerable to ask for help. And you don't want to ask for help from people that you're going to get turned down from, or that are just going to be rude to you and not very kind. Or so I really like the fact of the class and the challenge that you teach it with kindness and with manners, which allows for people to really lower their defenses and reach out with some vulnerability. Because I feel like that's where those real connections start to those real connections start to work. And you really do have to trust those people a little bit, right? And so I think vulnerability is really hard to do in business. It's really hard to do online, and it is critical. It's hard to be vulnerable and go on camera. It's hard to be vulnerable and try things that are new that you're scared of doing. It's hard to ask for help and keep asking for help, and be able to receive help when you get it, and be able to help other people. All that takes a lot of vulnerability. And I feel like collaboration in your challenge and in this class coming up is really teaching us to be vulnerable in a really safe way that gets momentum. So for me, there's like a big part of that. You've created a safe place for people to be vulnerable and to really ask the questions they really need help with, and to get a kind answer back. So I think that's a really big part of what you do well. And for me, that's been a big missing piece, because I'm not used to asking for help. And so for you to allow me to be vulnerable and to, to reach out and back and forth has been a really big part of that process for me. And I feel like a lot of other women, that's a big obstacle for them. So I would invite them to trust this process, that you're going to have to lower your defenses a little bit and get a little bit vulnerable, but we will be there to answer those questions and to actually meet you where you are. So kudos to you.
And vulnerability, and thank you for your sweet words. But, you know, vulnerability is a superpower that we miss because we've been, especially women, you know, we have groups of what I call mean girls still, you know, they want to bully you and make you feel stupid because they are insecure and they want to make themselves look better.
Well, they just don't have manners. There's no
have
manners left.
Yes. And to me, I haven't forgotten what it felt like when I didn't know the answer.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't have all the answers. I'm quick to tell, you know, anybody, I do things real messy most of the time because I'm just going to keep pressing until I find the answer. But if I know the answer, I mean, I can message you right back with an answer of what I know, but I'm also quick to answer back and say, I don't know, but let me ask. And I know somebody to ask.
That's that tribe. But you have to be able to feel comfortable asking that thing that you're worried someone might make you feel embarrassed about. And that's another huge side benefit of collaborations. You can be really vulnerable, get to the core of the problems, and just get them solved, right? Like just get them solved and move on. And I don't know of any other way really online, if you're building a digital business, to do that, because even when you take a big course or you go to some of these events, you're not typically going to feel comfortable being vulnerable, right? So you're not going to really ever ask the questions you need to ask because you don't want to look stupid. Whereas in your challenge and in this course, you're going to be able to be in a safe place. And that really gives you that exponential momentum that you need.
I appreciate so much you saying that, because for me, being unkind is unnecessary. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you ask a question that maybe we've already answered,
Yeah.
that means I wasn't effective in telling you the answer.
Or
So
I just didn't hear it. I need to hear it again. I need to hear it again.
and
Yeah.
some answers are that. Some answers
Yeah.
we hear
Yeah.
repeatedly before we understand it. And I think we have roadblocks in our mind that when someone is trying to teach you something new, a new
Mm-hmm.
concept, it's our job as the teacher or the trainer, the coach, whatever word you want to
Mm-hmm.
use, it's our job to make it simple enough to get past those roadblocks. Because
Right.
I know the power that happens when you collaborate, and I want that for you.
Right.
This is not just about selling you something. This challenge is free.
Yeah.
It's about when you get this concept, you're going to actually be able to teach other people how to do this by
Mm-hmm.
demonstrating the same kind of kindness and the same
Right.
kind of, relationship building.
Helpfulness. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and to me, that's the most sexy part, is you are empowered to go on and do this without me. If I'm just
Yeah.
creating a tribe who can't live without me, I'm not
Yeah.
a good leader. I
Yeah.
want to create it where you're going out and building a tribe because you're empowered to understand how to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So, the last thing that I had, I think, was just that you're with collaboration, you're able to help with a bigger purpose. And I think this is another thing you do really well that I wasn't really expecting when I joined the last challenge, the last free challenge, was the concept that you're sort of teaching. And I'm going to ask you what you're going to be teaching in the course and in the challenge, but I know some of it, but I was surprised that one of the sort of side benefits was that you were showing us how to help and serve with a bigger purpose. And so not only are you being able to be helped and served by other people in a larger way, the scale of you being able to help with a bigger purpose uh, is another big, huge side benefit that I wasn't really thinking about when I thought about collaboration. So what is that? What has that meant to you personally? And sort of what do you try to help your students get out of that, helping with a bigger purpose?
I think that we're all here to serve, and in large capacities. We don't know how to get to the scale that we see other like celebrity kind of influencers and things like that they have, but we miss the fact that we're influencers now. We have
Mm.
the ability to influence our followers, and we have a responsibility to show up for them and to be kind and do those things. But it also causes us to serve together. One of the things that attracted me to you in the beginning was the fact that your heart's desire is to serve more people. Your heart's
Mm-hmm.
desire is to help women who are struggling. And that's a bigger purpose than just needing a paycheck. And
Yeah.
there, and I'm going to say this a million times, business is about making money. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
we
You
don't
have to have
back up,
money to operate.
we don't back up it in any capacity that, we want to make a lot of money, but we don't
Mm-hmm.
want to make a lot of money at your expense. We want
Right.
to make a lot of money because we serve you so well that you can't get enough of us.
Yeah.
That's the difference in our motive. Our
Mm-hmm.
motive is, to serve on a bigger level.
Right.
I believe and people laugh because they think this is a prideful statement, but I'm an influencer of influencers. It's not pride, it's fact. I
Mm-hmm.
I influence people who have not maybe taken their place yet at the high level position because they don't know how.
Right.
But when they start out, they have that capability of being a major influencer. And so if I can help you get over the 3 clicks of the button, or the, you know, how to send out the right kind of email, or
Right.
whatever the thing.
What's a sales funnel?
The
How to do online video.
So a lot of times I tell people I'm the kindergarten princess. You know, I feel like if we can make things simple, I can learn it. So if I can learn it and then I can share that with you, that's a secret sauce. I feel like, I mean, it's not secret, but when I have to tell you, you have to have this big complicated thing, I'm eliminating most of the people because we're too busy for complicated.
Yeah.
We're too busy to do these, you know, spend 40 hours a week on a collaboration.
Right.
That's not even sexy. Like, I love my family. I don't want to be, as much as I love my biz bestie, I don't want to be with them all the time and not be with my husband.
Yeah.
And so there is something to be said about learning the right way, learning the right way to collaborate, and learning how to be an influencer in the right way.
Yeah. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to the challenge. So what is, you know, what's included in this free collaboration challenge, and sort of what are you know, what are the core 5 principles that you're going to be teaching us or presenting?
We're going to know when we get done with this challenge what collaboration really is and what it is not. Those are major ones, I think. You're going to know how to map out a plan. You're going to know how to find the right people to collaborate with. We're going to teach you how to vet them so that, you know, and I give this tip all the time, which is the very first place to vet them is on social media. Look and see if they're ranting about something. That's not the right flavor for you to do a collaboration.
That's not kind and has manners.
No, exactly. We're going to map out a plan. We're going to teach you how to make a breakup plan. Everybody laughs about the breakup plan, but if you have a plan in place when you start, that this is what it looks like if we need to break up.
Yeah. An exit strategy.
The majority of the time you never break up.
Yeah.
If you don't put that plan in place, you leave like kind of with bad feelings. That is one of the fears that people have about working with other people, is they've been burned before because somebody used that collaboration word when they really meant, I want to sell you something. So I mean,
or a partnership, or okay.
And we get that clear, and we map out the plan. Then we teach you to negotiate. You need to negotiate with other influencers. You need to negotiate, like, not only with beginning ones, but we're going to help you learn how to negotiate with ones that you see as higher level. Because if you come to them with a plan, and it's a good plan, and you tell them how you can serve them, because you always lead with giving, not with taking. It's amazing how many big influencers, true influencers, are totally interested in what you're doing when you're really serving people. You know,
go ahead. Was that your 5th one? I'll ask my question when you get through all 5. I'll wait.
Sorry. I forgot the last one. I forgot to say it. We're going to teach you how to impact your business immediately by the power of 10. That's the last part of it.
Got it. So back to the one where you said make a plan and negotiate with even people that are higher up, right? Would that include, because one of the things that I personally would like to do is, these aren't necessarily digital businesses, but I do have some women that believe in the same causes that I believe in, with helping struggling women and moms and people that are, you know, really economically disadvantaged and they can't go to college and they don't have any other opportunities. I would really like to collaborate with some women that are more like actresses, but they have a social cause and they have a nonprofit arm, and they, you know, that would be really exciting and interesting to me. Sell a program, I know that might be like a little side benefit, but just to have a greater impact with my influence. Is that part of what would be in that class, is like how to negotiate maybe with a famous person, not necessarily with their business, but maybe with their social media stories and stuff like that?
we're going to touch on that. We're not going to
Okay.
go into depth in the challenge.
No, but in the course that might be included.
In the
Okay.
class, it is included.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give you a great example. I have a friend who actually sits on the board of the Emmys.
Mm-hmm.
She's won, she's won an Emmy, and she's like very powerful and high level.
Yeah.
But she's accessible. She actually has a group that's for nonprofits.
Yeah.
And most nonprofits have no idea that she is doing all that she's doing. I mean, she's raised, I don't even know how much money for all of these nonprofits. And it's that ability to, you have 100% success rate. When you don't ask, it's 100% successful that you're not going to do it. So,
right.
when you want to, change your influence, in the way that if you're asking, and I think this is the key too, is when you're asking for someone else, that's another thing we will teach you in the class itself, is how to have people who know other people ask for you.
Right.
Because
that power of 10, sort of.
Mm-hmm. And so because they believe in you, like,
right.
I would love to connect you to her, because she has a heart for that too. She was a single mom, and she has a great story.
That's
That's
exactly who I'd like to target. Yeah.
And so that's an example in real life, real time, that I really do, like, I'm not just saying that for the video. I really do want to connect you to her. But it's amazing how many people you actually know that know who
other people.
There. Yes.
Yeah. And I know someone in, I won't say her name, but I do know someone who works in Hollywood in the industry. And she's someone that works behind the scenes with all the talent agencies. So she really does actually know everybody. And so you're right. She's someone that if I had someone that needed something in that sort of realm, I could very easily reach out to her and say, hey, I have this girlfriend that's doing this. Do you know someone in the industry who could help her with this or whatever? So you're right. Like, I would have never thought that I actually know somebody like that, but I do. And we have a great relationship. So I wouldn't ask for myself, but I would ask for someone in my tribe, right? If they needed it. So
influencers run together. You have to remember that too. Usually when you get into a circle of influencers, they will help you get into their circle if they believe in what you're doing. So it's not that you just get this one particular influencer. All of a sudden, now you're on a different level. I have a friend that was in O Magazine this month.
That's another one I'd like. That's another one on my list.
but I mean, she came from another friend of mine. So I mean, it's like, you just don't realize how many connections you actually have. A single mom sitting at home, and she can't really afford to feed her kids. She's thinking, I don't know anybody. But that's what the power of collaboration does.
Exactly.
It opens up opportunities. It gives you access to influencers. It gives you access to becoming an influencer.
Yeah.
Wanting to make sales is one thing, but when you lead with serving with what you're selling, then it changes everything. It changes the dynamics of people supporting you, because they might not want to buy, that particular product, but they'll tell somebody else because they believe in what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I will definitely say that it's taken a couple of, months for this realization to come to me, is that learning how to collaborate and learning how to do a little bit of interviewing and learning how to reach out and ask for help and learning how to create these friendships. There is a unique quality to it if you are picking people that are kind, have manners, really want the best for you. And what I love about the concept of collaboration is you can sort of set your own moral compass for the kinds of relationships online, digitally, that you want to have, just like you would in real life. It's almost even easier online a little bit. And so I think because of you, I've learned the best possible way to attract really kind people with great manners, just love and helpfulness, just true helpfulness. That is the kind of collaborations you can have. So to your point of, knowing this woman that's famous, but she's also probably very kind and very helpful in real life. Just that's the kind of woman she is. So you can create collaborations with like-minded people who aren't mean. They're not catty. They're not, just out for themselves. And that's what's really unique about collaborations. You can literally create a group of 10, 20, 30 women who sort of all have a same type of personality, right? They can all be really nice and really loving and really helpful. It would be very difficult to find that offline in a quick way, right? So maybe if someone's had a bad experience, you just need a different group of collaborators. You need a kind group of collaborators, no matter how high up or how low they are. Whatever the traits of the personalities are, the kind of women you want to be around, women and men, think of that when you're trying to think of collaborations. Because that for me is like on my list. Like, I don't want to collaborate with people that can't be real, can't be fairly intimate, get to the deepness of things, and just be kind and really helpful. Like, those are sort of my things I'm looking for in collaborations, because I've been able to see that in real life now with you. So that's just another huge side benefit, is you get to pick the types of people you want to work with, right? And I wouldn't have thought of that before. The personality types wouldn't really have seemed as important to me, but now it's very important to me.
And we can be different. I think that's another part to point out. We can be very different in our businesses. We can be very different in our, how we present things, or that kindness factor is one of my big ones. I won't collaborate with someone who's not kind.
Yeah.
I don't even want to be promoted by a big influencer if they don't act right. I don't want to be associated with someone who doesn't act right. I've actually had opportunity to work with one person in particular that was a really big name. Like, you would know their name. Most people would know their name, but they weren't acting right, and their social media showed that. And so I actually hurt their feelings by saying, I'm smaller. I'm smaller, way smaller than they are. We're talking millions of followers.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be associated with that, because then all of a sudden, well, maybe you're doing that too.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important. Your influence is something to be guarded. It's something to absolutely be guarded, but don't hide it.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that saying that you say, don't hide your influence, guard your influence, but don't hide it. That's a really good, just a great statement to end on. So maybe you can share when your challenge is starting?
It starts Monday. So it's really quick. From now, it actually starts Monday. There'll be a live training. I'll be doing it every night at 8 Central Time. And then there'll be little assignments in there. It's not a big challenge. It's going to take you 40 hours to do. It's,
Good.
It's small steps, because I also remember when I didn't know this, So I want to not overwhelm anyone. I don't want to lose anyone in the process.
Yeah. Awesome.
At the end of Friday, you should have a plan. You should be able to have the ability to negotiate, and you have the whole entire week with access to me and my whole team. Like, you can ask questions, or, we'll do our best to help you with whatever you're struggling with this week.
Nice. I know one thing I was going to ask was, I know you're not doing it in the challenge, but in the class, will you be teaching people how to do Facebook Lives, or sharing a little bit of how to get over the fear of that? I know you and I both went through a class, and you were already comfortable on camera, but I had to really learn how to do that. And that was a big part that was holding me back for many years. So I just want to make sure that people that are watching understand that you're going to spend a little bit of time on that. And then once they're sort of over it, they're not going to be scared anymore. But it really is very scary in the beginning. And it's nice to have a buddy, a friend, to just show you the little ropes, the little technical stuff, and get you over that hump, correct?
We are not going to have a section that goes into depth of that, because I think that's very well done by others.
Okay.
The only thing that I think in a collaboration that helps you so much get over the fear is what you just said. We do it together. We'll have a whole section on how to do an interview and how to actually be the interviewer and how to be the interviewee. We'll give you the
Okay.
step-by-step instructions on how to do the technology to do that, because a lot
Yeah.
of people get stuck on, I don't even know what button to push to go live. I think I'm live and
Right.
I'm not live.
And it's not really very complicated. You just need someone to show you in like 5 minutes, and then you're like, I got it, right? And then it's just getting comfortable. So good. So you cover that, because I think that holds a lot of people back, and it's really a very small part of the whole equation.
Yeah.
But I know for me, it was the whole equation in the beginning. So I'm glad you're going to be sharing that.
I think 2 weeks ago I hit my 3,000 mark on videos.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely remember, though, holding my breath the entire time I was doing, the first ones. And to be honest, the very first Facebook Live I did, I was sideways. I didn't know. So I promise I understand. I think that's a big
Yeah.
part of it, is we're not so far along that we've forgotten how that felt.
Yeah, no one's going to make you feel stupid in the class, because we literally were all going through that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think this is going to be super exciting, and I just invite as many women and men to come onto the challenge. I'm going to be in it, and a couple of my friends are, and I'm hoping to learn even more than the last time, and really be able to put, sort of take my stuff to the next level. So I'm really excited and glad that you're doing it again. And how can people sign up?
We can post a link in the comments.
Okay.
That they can just click on and go through. I will tell you, you put your email in to get into the class, but I will tell you I hate emails. So you won't get any kind of spam or anything from me, but if you get an email, it'll be from me. We don't have other people write our emails. The most you'll get is one a week. If you decide that I'm not your flavor, you can always unsubscribe.
Got it.
I definitely want you to sign up and join us, because we won't do another challenge for, I think it's about 4 months. This one, the next one. So you don't want to miss this one, because it'll be a little bit before we do another one.
Awesome. All right, Kim. Well, I thank you so much for answering all my questions, and for giving me an even greater understanding of basically the power of collaboration, and how you can 10 times your business, right, with just one collaboration.
Yes.
Hope you have a great Saturday.
Thank you so much, Camille.